It's week 4 of the National Football League, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the reigning NFC champs and the Steelers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in week 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. You look at this Steeler defense. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. Back deep, Rashid Shaheed. This is taken at about the 14. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. Back to throw, Fields. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion, 1 more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Aiden Hutchinson. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Sliding out of the pocket. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Lions at 3-0 here in the month of September. They come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. Here's Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there. And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Marcus Davenport there to take him down. From the 25, here's a 2nd down and 9. A shotgun snap, Fields. He'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. On 3rd down, Mayer trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff, eluding the pressure right. That pass caught. It's Williams. And out across midfield down to the 45. It's a gain of 34. There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's got this down to the 35. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Motion man left, Peoples-Jones. Back to throw, Goff. That is incomplete. And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense. 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Goff. Flushed out right. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Goff now looks to throw. Incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. If this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Goff now to throw. And he swings one that's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right through. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And the Steelers set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Aleem McNeil. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. A short throw hauled in by Trimble. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On 3rd down, Mayer. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. 1 second, all that remains. On the move to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we close out the first quarter of this season. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And it's the Bengals who are out in front. Joe Burrow with 3 touchdown passes. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Josh Allen with a touchdown pass to Keon Coleman. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou to check on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson, a touchdown catch in the victory. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. These 2 teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Steelers' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
There's Trimble, the tight end. Big strides, look at him go. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Tommy Trimble, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And they take the lead here at 7-6. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down.
Goff now looking to throw. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's third down. And the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this third.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he'll kick it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Not good at all. A punt of just 24 yards there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Steelers getting set and ready for their next possession.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And his throw is incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
A third quarter now, a one-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw is Fields. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
From the gun, here's Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, standing just outside his own goal line. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense set to take over.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Out of the gun, Goff.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. Off play action. Here's Goff. Steps away to his left. His throw incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And his kick is indeed good, and that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Off play action, Fields.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Here's Fields.
And that will be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now a play fake, and it's gone.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Play action. It's gone. They'll roll him out right. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 and a first. Now Goff.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Another incompletion would certainly be ideal defensively. A big play now. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Goff. Under pressure, and he will go down. sacked back at the 46. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on to punt for Detroit. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Fields.
And his throw here's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Here's Fields. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. They give it off here to the tight end. Well, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. Tight end. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Goff going to throw it. Being chased out left. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he will have a Lions 1st down, and that's the one that should seal a victory.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Goff. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now Goff. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So now the Steelers down by 5, 1:11 to go. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Well, just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's 1st and 10. Pick 6 last drive. Here's Fields again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Inside a minute to go. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Now it's Fields.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. He's got Pickens complete.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. Now leaving with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter play.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to summon up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
That's caught downfield by Pickens.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Detroit, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.